Daily Devotionals for July 23rd. Today's scripture reading will be Genesis 19, verses 15 and 16. We're continuing with Lot. When the morning dawned, the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, "Arise, take your wife and 2 daughters who are with you, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city." Now, he had 2 other daughters that were married, and then there's 2 that were unmarried. And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand, his wife's hand, and the hands of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful to him, and they brought him out and set him outside the city. You know, I think God was merciful to him because he was Abraham's nephew. He was being urged to leave now, but yet for what reason? I don't know. He was hesitant. He still just didn't want to leave Sodom. He wanted to just stay there. All right? He didn't communicate exactly the word to his sons-in-laws. Maybe that's what he was doing now. Maybe he thought, well, I'll go back and talk to them again. But there was an urgency. And the angels literally had to take them by their hands and remove them. You know, it kind of sounds to me like they were translated because they took them out of the city, you know, because they had a work to do. They had to stay on course, so they had to get them out of town and quickly. But, you know, like I've said many times, when God speaks, we need to obey. And he sent angels to relay the message. I don't know why he was hesitant. You know, I can see that in myself and in other people, how, you know, we will hear something. I remember the Lord telling me one day, you know, he wanted me to go home to my mother. I was living in the Carolinas, and he told me to go home to my mother, and I acted like I didn't hear him. I went about my business that day. And the very next morning, the same thing. He said, "I want you to go home to your mother today." Okay? And so I did. Now, I needed to obey the first time he told me. But like I said, I think sometimes, you know, like, was I like Lot? I just put, you know, earmuffs on so I didn't hear the Lord. I don't think he was pleased with me, but he did give me another chance. By his grace, he gave me another chance the next day, and I did obey. But it's far better to obey the first time, okay? All right, till next time, be blessed.